Toastmasters guests, and especially Andreas. Andreas, I really enjoyed this speech. I think it's a topic that we can all relate to for sure. I think that you started out with a word of the day. That was good. But most of all, what I noticed was all the questions that you started with. And especially the first question, would you still be in a relationship if you treated that person like you treat yourself? Now that's a really telling thing about how we treat ourselves, and I thought that that was a great way to open your speech. You gave us an example, and we kind of knew that you were leading into a talk about self-judgment and self-compassion. And you gave us a story, an example of a time when you practiced self-love and how much you really liked that and you wanted more of that. You told us about what you learned from practicing self-judgment. That it's normal in our society to do that sort of practice, and it's normal to beat up on yourself, which I think is true in our society. That you take your frustration out on others, that you don't take responsibility for your actions. And what you learned mostly was that you wanted more of this. And then you told us about the benefits, so I thought that was good too. That you take more responsibility, that it's not selfish to practice self-love, that you have better relationships as a result, and that you're happier. So those were all good benefits. And then I thought the conclusion was great because your poem was a beautiful poem and it tied your whole message all together at the end. Now, if I were to give you any tips, I would say to give your title and an introduction that kind of sets the scene to the Toastmaster ahead of time so that we all know what you're going to talk about prior to you getting up here. But what I really like about your speech and your style, and especially in this one, is that you express your vulnerability. And I think that takes a lot of guts to get up here and do that. To really tell people how you're feeling and about something so raw to you. So I think that was really, really nice. And like I said, it's a topic that speaks to all of us, so we can learn a lot from that. And I tell my daughter the same thing all the time. When I hear her beating up on herself, I say, who's your best friend? Who's always going to be there for you? So you need to, practice self-love. So I think that was a wonderful speech, and great job.